The World Bank has just cancelled a $717.7 million power sector loan to Nigeria in what officials are calling a mutual agreement. Normally, that sounds like another routine financial restructuring, but the report is raising serious questions across Nigeria. Why walk away from a major international power intervention fund when electricity remains one of the biggest national problems in Nigeria, especially when this same administration has continued to seek foreign loans for economic reforms and infrastructure? To understand what went wrong, we need to look at the math behind the collapse. So the funding was part of the World Bank's Power Sector Recovery Program, and the initial loan package that was approved for the sector is $1.52 billion, and out of that, $752.5 million of that amount was first cleared to launch the performance-based operation. That is, as they are meeting the targets of the project, more funds will be released. As they are meeting the target, more funds will be released. So that is how it will go on until the project is completed. So by 2023, an extra $763.5 million was added to expand the project's target through 2027. So before the loan was cancelled, $796 million out of the $1.52 billion that was initially approved had already been disbursed to Nigeria. So the remaining $717.7 million is what was cancelled on mutual agreement. So why did it fail? The World Bank document shows that the project struggled because key reform targets were not met. Now, the official report points directly to tariff shortfalls, intense financial pressure, and worsening sector challenges due to the naira depreciation. Now, this changes the whole conversation because after years of power sector reforms, privatization, tariff increases, and billions of dollars in intervention, millions of Nigerians still do not have access to stable electricity. And that raises a question of, is our power sector problem truly a lack of funding, or is it a deeper crisis of failed reforms, weak implementation, and poor accountability? I'm talking about poor accountability. Remember, we are still indebted to the Gencos. And one of the former ministers of power was recently sentenced to prison, 75 years in prison, for fraud during his time in office. Because if major international funding still cannot produce visible results, then it's time we start questioning the entire management of the power sector. Thank you very much for watching. This is Toby.